Combustion.
Yo, what's happening? It's your boy Rod in the building, man. What's happening? It's your boy, the Backyard Blitz, again for another Sunday killer. Man, I got my man Daryl in the building.
What's happening with you? What's happening, y'all?
Yeah. We're gonna address people real quick. Start off, my man Daniel. What's happening, my man Daniel? What's happening, my man? Yo, what's good with you? Today is gonna be some shit talking among shit talking. Unfortunately, a couple people didn't make it. One of our Eagles guys was going to come through, but he is in a tournament, so he won't be able to make it, unfortunately. Wish him luck. Hope he keeps hitting them strikes. Couldn't find any Commanders fans because, obviously, nobody actually wants to admit that they're Commanders fans.
Yeah, they just bums. Let's get it to the point.
So let's go ahead and start off with the hate of all hates. Mr. Cryptic. My man, if I'm not
tiny
mistaken,
man,
I think you're
crazy.
I think you're a Commanders fan. Not a Commanders fan. You're a Detroit Lions fan. How about you stop making stupid ass decisions when it's time to win the game? Go ahead and sit back down because you're not going to win your division nor another playoff game.
Bro, Ez, don't even get in the chat right now, bro. Ez, I'm telling you right now, bro.
Giants are ass. I'm with you. I believe you.
I believe it too. Do not start with me right now because we was just at work. Bro. Do not start with me right now.
This motherfucker got the Eagles going 12-5. You know what's going to happen? Everybody's going to notice. Here you go. I'm going to go ahead and show you what's going to happen. They're not going to go 12-5 because they're going to throw to one person only, and everybody going to notice that. You ain't going to throw to nobody else. So once we cover him, there's nothing else you can do, huh? All right, 12 and shut the hell up.
Look,
Mr.
man.
Detroit Lions, go ahead and sit back down. We don't care about you. What we do care about is that we're going to feed my man Zeke. Let's get it.
You know what's crazy? As you know, you want to say Giants are ass. Before you even watch us, we actually gave your little stupid Baltimore Ravens praise for what they've been doing. But I'm starting to regret it and taking it all back because I really want to see y'all lose now just for this comment.
Yeah.
We'll get more. We'll at least get
Late season
7 or 8.
collapse. Yes, we know it's a late season collapse. You're not saying nothing we don't already know. We already know that they do that at the end of the year. One person goes down and everything goes haywire. It's crazy.
I mean, we're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna see.
Not more than 6 games. Come on, you got to give them a little bit more than that. They play the Commanders twice, so they at least get 2 wins there. Come on now. Come on, baby. Come on. I give them that.
While we have technical difficulties.
You having technical difficulties? You have to fix yourself. It's not my problem. Anywho. As we wait for Mr. Darrell to get back in his giant with his Giants Wi-Fi. That's what happens when you got Giants Wi-Fi.
Bro, I'm telling no, Rodney, you hearing me this too? As when we go to work and we'll shake on it. Giants are winning are going over 6.5 wins.
Ed, are you a Commander fan?
No, he's a Ravens fan. He just
why are you even rooting for the Commanders? That's confusing.
He just like
they down the street from you. That don't even make sense. Why you even would say anything about them good?
We're gonna see.
All right, Beltway, Blitz. Let's get it. Eventually, y'all will fight each other, and as we know, the Ravens with the best running game in the world will beat up on the Commanders.
Let's not talk about this. Let's not talk about the Ravens. Let's not talk about them. We
already hit the Ravens. You missed that conversation. It's all good. So today we're going. Let's go ahead and start off with these trash ass Commanders. They made some moves this offseason.
Yep.
Basically, what they did is took a lot of Cowboys players and brought them to their team. I don't know about you, but that just sounds like I got to get rid of, you have good players, so I want to take your players.
I will go ahead and shed a little bit of light to the Commanders because, we are a football show. So what I'm going to say is they made a good move getting Dan Quinn at head coach. So we got to, at least give them, I think it was a decent move. I'm not saying it was
Atlanta 2.0. How about that?
You think it's going to be Atlanta 2.0, a 28-3, and then
he's not great as head coach. He's not.
But I will say this: as far as moves, I understand y'all got Austin Eckler as a running back. I don't think. He's a good second back, but I truly believe Brian Robinson is the number 1 back for y'all.
Agreed.
Truly don't. I don't believe Austin Eckler is that number 1 running back for the Commanders.
But depending on how much he's getting paid is the reason why Austin Eckler is probably the number 1 back.
Right.
Which means Brian Robinson is going to be leaving, and that's going to hurt you.
And I honestly think Austin Eckler, his prime is over with. I think he's out of his prime, and you got to go with Robinson because he's the younger back, and he's already proven that he can hold on to the football, unlike Gibson when y'all had him at back. As far as like receivers go, you still got Terry McLaurin, who honestly I think it's time for him to. I feel like he's getting to the point in his career where if the Commanders don't do nothing this year as far as make the playoffs, I think he's going to be looking for a trade.
I'm going to be honest with you. I like their receiving core. I don't think it's the number 1 in this division at all, not even 2. But having Luke McCaffrey, I think he's a great receiver. He's gonna have them young growing pains. It is what it is. But it all falls on how good Jaden Daniels is. Is he what y'all thought he is? Is he RG3 2.0, 3.7, whatever you want to do?
If anything, the way Daniels is, to me, I feel like, at least for his size and everything, it's kind of like you seeing a Kyler Murray as far as like size-wise and his ability to basically scramble. That's what I'll give him. What we saw
taller than Kyler Murray.
Huh?
He's taller than Kyler Murray.
He's a little taller, but at least to me, and like size-wise, they look about the same. He's taller, but anyways, As far as like the defense goes, Bobby Wagner from Seattle joined Dan Quinn. Bobby Wagner did lead the league in tackles last season, so
Hopefully,
we
he
got
continues on being that.
So hopefully he continues that trend. Hopefully not against the Giants. That ain't happening. He ain't going to stuff us like that. But one can only hope. One can only hope. But
Cryptic, I'll get to you in a minute.
As far as the Commanders too, I mean they did try to make some moves. Most importantly, what I felt like the Commanders need to make heavier moves on was fixing that O-line. Like they did get a couple pieces in, obviously, like Rodney said, from the Cowboys, but you're under a new system because remember Dan Quinn was not the offensive line coach in Dallas. He was defensive coordinator. So now you put in him a situation where he's going to be with the Commanders, where they're going to the Commanders, and now you got to look at Dan Quinn in a different light as him not being the defensive coordinator.
And his offensive coordinator right now is Kingsbury.
Yeah, Kingsbury is the offensive coordinator, and Brian Johnson, that was the Eagles coordinator last season, is the O-line coach. So, which to me, I find that honestly can be helpful because as we saw, the Eagles O-line second best in the division. I'll say that the Cowboys have the best O-line. Eagles have the second best. But as far as the Commanders,
I'm not gonna say we had the first best. I'll give the Eagles that one. Our O-line was kind of sporadic.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why we did some changes this year to beef that line up and give my man Zach Martin some more help. Their defense, I'm still skeptical on their defensive line. Don't get me wrong. Darren Payne, Jonathan Allen, Roll Tide. Great defensive tackles, but I don't think they get enough push. And you're going to be depending on Armstrong and Farrell from San Fran to get that push or that pass rush to the quarterback. I don't think they have enough to get to the quarterback. They're going to have to be using some blitz packages a lot more than they want to.
I'm still not a believer in the Commander secondary. I never was. It's no disrespect. Well, actually, it is disrespect. But I just never was a believer in them, especially because you see how they played against, obviously, since everyone likes to point it out, that the Giants have the worst offensive receiving core in the NFL. If we have the worst offensive receiving core, then how come our receivers still were getting wide open, especially last season when Tommy DeVito at QB starting against y'all?
So they're only bringing back 4 or 5 pieces from the last year's defensive system.
I mean, still, but I mean, you got at least, I'm going to say this at least for the Commanders before we move on. I get it. Magic, you're making changes for this team. You're trying to lead an NFL team to a Super Bowl. But to be honest with you, this is a different ball game compared to when you're being the front office for the NBA. And you got a lot more to deal with as far as getting talent in the building. As for the Commanders, you know what? You made the first move and getting Dan Snyder out. Applauded you on that. And then last season, I understand y'all said it was a rebuild year, but if this is the time, like Commanders fans are saying, then we got to see it. Because if it goes to another losing season record, I don't want to hear no shit about we're rebuilding still. We're rebuilding still. Because from what I've heard from everybody in this area was that this is the year. And y'all got y'all quarterback that y'all been asking for. Even though y'all said every quarterback y'all have had is the quarterback for y'all. But we truly going to see if Jayden Daniels is the right quarterback for this offense and for your franchise. But moving forward,
we'll go ahead and run with the Sheagles real quick. Like, running up, the Commanders have the third toughest schedule in the NFL.
They do.
Part of that schedule is because they are facing the Cowboys, Giants, and Eagles. Just so you know, which is what they do every year. Crazy.
Let's talk about these bum Sheagles.
The pay and go team, pay and go. Let's get it. On their quest to find another championship through a bank account, we got the Philadelphia Eagles. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Paris Campbell.
Yeah, Paris Campbell.
That's a giant.
Yes, he was a giant. He was a giant.
Okay, very well. You got your man Dallas Goedert, great tight end. I can't fault him for being as good as he is.
And Mr. Saquon Barkley.
The Eagles have the 21st toughest schedule in NFL. Their opponents have a combined 49%. Boy.
Yeah.
You okay, so let me go ahead and get you real quick, Cryptic. Listening to you run off stats and stuff is great. Cool. It sounds wonderful. But you keep forgetting that this is one of the toughest divisions in the NFL. And the reason why it's the most toughest division because we don't have the same winning team every year. We are competitive. We don't just let a Kansas City beat our ass every goddamn year. Or an Indianapolis Colts win it without having anything but a quarterback. We don't get our ass whooped by Jacksonville. We don't let Green Bay beat our ass for years and years and years. And then let the Bears do the same thing and have one of the greatest running backs of all time retire on us because we can't do nothing. Have one of the greatest receivers retire on us because we're not going to do shit. Okay? So, sit over there. Stop.
That was so unnecessary. That was so.
No one.
But yes,
got him talking. Really am. Anyway.
But yeah, so Eagles, they also acquired former Giant Saquon Barkley at the running back position. So let me go and speak about this because I got
he got some anger he got to get out.
Saquon, yes, he did a lot good for the Giants. Do I feel like we should have paid him instead of Daniel Jones? 100% agree. I feel like he deserved the money before Daniel Jones. But let's be honest with you. Daniel Jones, he needed to get franchise tax. Saquon did need to get paid. But even if we paid Saquon, it was not going to be good for the team because our O-line was the worst in the NFL, if we're being honest. Daniel Jones has been sacked like 85 times.
In the first game.
And this was for the season. This was 85 times. This is how bad the O-line has been. Where it's like, we got Saquon Barkley and he can get past defenders. But you can't, but when you have no O-line, there's no flow in the offense. Receivers aren't getting touches. Probably why Paris Campbell left too, because he probably was like, bro, I'm not getting the ball once. The ball's not getting thrown to me. And I don't blame him. So I'm actually happy about, the moves we made. Saquon, you left us. You enemies with us now. So, I don't care about what you do in Philly. Because every time we play all these next 3 years, twice a year, it's game on. But let's back to talking about the She-Gulls. But back to talking about the She-Gulls. Yes, they Rodney, you like to point out they only have one receiver. Explain why you feel like they just got one receiver.
I'm gonna say two. Dallas Goedert is a great tight end, great receiving tight end.
So Devontae Smith, you feel like isn't up there?
He's there. Anybody can do what Devontae Smith is doing. Benefiting off the double and triple teams that are coming for AJ Brown. That does not make him special. AJ Brown went down. What happened? You didn't see anything from him. That is the difference between having an actually talented number two. I don't think he isn't talented. I actually think more is the fact that their quarterback went through some kind of depression or metamorphosis the wrong direction. I don't know what happened to that dude. Maybe because he went to Oklahoma. I don't know.
Hey, chill out, bro. Chill out. Chill out.
I told you I'm taking shots all goddamn day. I don't care. But no, he did not look like the quarterback that I saw in Alabama. That's not what I saw in Oklahoma. I don't know what was going on with him this year or last year. Hopefully he can figure it out. But with their offense, if their offense is running well, which I'm not sure how it's going to be because the offensive line is gone through changes completely, especially losing one of the best centers that they've ever had in just Kelsey. Tush Push is now gone. We probably won't see that anymore.
Also, I mean, can we celebrate the fact that, not only is Kelsey gone, but Fletcher Cox is officially retired.
Oh, Lord Jesus, man.
Like, can we just think?
I'm so happy about that. That dude is a motherfucking menace.
I mean, we all have to admit, Commanders, Giants, and Cowboys fans, we have to admit we could not stand Fletcher Cox.
He is a menace.
He was a good player, but oh my gosh, bro. Like, you just hated to run against him. So, finally, both of them retired. We can finally see if the Eagles truly are that good of a team, even though I don't believe in Nick Sirianni. I feel like he is the most laughable coach in the league. So, I mean, a lot of changes were made for them. So, hopefully.
And they have Kellen Moore, so I'm going to let you know now. They're going to run the ball when they probably shouldn't run the ball.
Yeah.
He has not been a great play caller. You've seen it in Dallas where he ran the exact same play over and over again. You saw it when he went over to San Diego. It wasn't great when you actually had supposedly a better quarterback.
San Diego don't exist no more.
Sorry, the LA or the Chargers. LA. They still San Diego. I don't care about that. It's one LA team in there.
Nah, but I mean, as far as Philly's defense goes, while we was talking about their offense, they still got Brandon Graham, who probably should have been retired by now, but I mean, he's still here. You still got Jalen Carter, who is coming into his second year from Georgia. I think he had a decent season as a rookie, but I think they're going to be looking for him to fill in more and play a bigger role now that Cox is gone. Still got to worry about that secondary there. You got James Bradbury, which I'm not worried about James Bradbury, but you do. Their secondary, they still have good pieces, and they also got Devin White as well that they picked up from.
I don't think Bradbury will be starting. I think it's going to be Isaiah Rodgers starting at corner along with Darius Slay.
I could see where that's coming. They also did get back C.J. Gardner-Johnson from Detroit. He is now back in Philly. So
somebody who left Detroit because they knew nothing was going to happen there. Crazy. Moving on.
But you got to remember C.J. Gardner-Johnson, he already was an Eagle. before then, and
Yeah,
then
he was there before. Yeah.
So he's very familiar with the system that they run.
So I'm not mad at it. I'm actually interested to see Devin White from Tampa Bay. I thought he was a tremendous linebacker down there, and I think he's going to continue to be a tremendous linebacker in Philly. I hope he's not, but I think he will be still. They also got Zach Braun from New Orleans and Bryce Huff from the Jets.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They got a decent linebacking core. I'm not gonna shake my head at it like it ain't nothing.
No, I think they have a decent linebacker core.
That might
According
be
to
their
PFF, it's not in the top 5, but
I'm not listening to that. I'm not listening to
that. Let me ask you this question, Rod. What is your opinion on their DB Cooper DeJean that they got in the draft, the rookie coming in?
I actually think Cooper DeJean is probably going to take somebody's spot real quick.
Bradbury.
Well, Bradbury is not even second string. Just hate to tell you that, because they also got Quinyon Mitchell.
Yeah.
So he ain't over there in that conversation. He probably getting cut. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I mean, I think that was already the plan at the beginning.
Yeah, so we not even gonna worry about Bradbury. He getting cut.
Yeah. So, but Cooper DeJean,
the Eagles are not trying him out. I'm sorry. The Eagles are not trying him out at free safety. I can tell you that.
Cooper DeJean, I would like to say I saw his highlights. I think he does have a spot in this league. I know a lot of people probably were saying, well, like, oh, well, is a white boy at corner really going to do something? I think he will. I mean, you're here to play football. It don't matter what color he was. I think he's a great cornerback that was in college football this year. And so for him, as much as I hated to see the Eagles pick him up, which I knew the Eagles would do that move, we got to deal with it twice a year. I obviously wish him the best, but not when they play the Giants. I'm be straight up right now.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Cooper DeJean is a bona fide corner, dog. I don't care. He is a corner that is just white. There's nothing else I can say about that. That boy can cover.
He can ball.
He covers. He picks. He can tackle, which not most corners in the NFL can really do very much of that. But he is a tough motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie to you. Watching some of his game tapes, he gonna take somebody's head off.
Yeah. What he did in Iowa, even though Iowa wasn't that great of a team this past year for college, he definitely was a good player for that unit. So I'm excited to see what he does for Philly. I just don't want to see it against us, but I do want to see how he plays on the field this year.
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm done talking about the Eagles. I'm giving them their flowers. I'm gonna give them their flowers. They have a good roster on paper. But my question is how well is that offensive line gonna hold up? Lane Johnson is literally the only person that I see that is probably gonna hold up.
Former Oklahoma Sooner,
Cam Jurgens. That might be a meme this year. Not gonna lie to you.
So,
but all right. So I'm gonna let you be last.
Oh, for real? Appreciate that, man. Because I had a whole introduction.
I'm not saying best for last. I'm just gonna let you be last. Let's let you be last. It's all good.
All right, Rodney. Talk about your Cowgirls.
Man, the disrespect in this motherfucker today. All right. So, on to the Cowboys. They made some really good moves in the draft. Other than that, I wish Jerry Jones would just pass away. That would be great. You can't go all in and not actually go all in. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to anybody else. We should have already had, especially since Justin Jefferson has already signed his contract. CeeDee Lamb should already have a contract right now. Micah Parsons should already have a contract right now. If you're still not sold on Dak Prescott, then franchise him and figure out what you're going to do next year. It's very simple. Very simple. But I digress. We get year 2 of my man Brandon Cooks, so that's going to be pretty good. Him and Dak have been running it real well during rookie mini camps and OTAs. Can't wait to see him in spring training. Spring training. And CeeDee Lamb will be back on the field, and he's going to be doing what CeeDee Lamb does, making great catches and making people look stupid trying to guard him. Terrible. We bring back the man. I'm very skeptical on my running game, but it is what it is. My man Zeke, we're going to feed him. He's going to eat behind this tremendous offensive line that has just been revamped with the new starting left tackle and center, Cooper Beebe at center, Tyler Guyton at left tackle, angry. That's an angry big black man, not going to lie to you. You can keep Stephen A. Smith out of here. I promise you, you're not going to like what I'm about to say. Don't ever post Stephen A. Smith stuff in here, please. This is your final warning.
So, nice introduction. I will go ahead and say, because me and you, I text you about multiple times. Let's be honest. CeeDee got to get paid, and I don't know what the holdup is. I understand the Dak Prescott situation, but I mean, I've heard you say this, Rodney, that you feel like he is the best quarterback or one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah.
And obviously in this division.
The proof is in the pudding. He literally got things put together last year. Y'all, everybody complained about how many times he, threw interceptions.
Yeah.
But one of the not even, what he threw the least in the NFL, or one of the least.
Yeah.
With one of the most touchdowns thrown. So
so
what else you want him to do? I get it. They really didn't start out well in the playoffs. They didn't have a good start. It was slow. They picked it up eventually. Probably too late. Can't do nothing about that. Real quick, my man,
he's in the building.
What's happening? What up, my man?
What's up, bro?
Yeah, CeeDee definitely needs a check. It's a guarantee. He's playing way too well. I'm not gonna say that because I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that autism boy. I can't say it. We won last year, and the way
I promise I won't talk trash this year. I promise I wouldn't talk trash.
He won't start talking trash immediately out the gate, and then immediately look really sad and not talk to me for like a whole 2 weeks. I promise you, he won't.
Was it 2 weeks,
bro? You did not talk to me. He was like, please don't talk. Like after the game, you're like, don't talk to me. And then like later, I hit you up later that week. He's like, please stop talking to me.
Look, man, I was sick. I was sick to my stomach.
Hey, and the bad part is he went to the game. He started off his season on a terrible L, and it just went downhill.
Spent money on tickets to go sit in the rain and watch us lose.
Oh man, I would have left. I'd have left before halftime. I ain't gonna lie to you.
To me personally, though, about you guys, obviously, CeeDee Lamb, Oklahoma boy. I saw what he did with the Sooners. So when y'all picked him up, I already knew what was happening when y'all got him. Because I think the year he got drafted, I texted you immediately, and I was mad. I was already mad about it. And I was like, bro, I can't believe y'all made that move. Now, Grant, you did say you weren't sure about the move yet.
No, because I didn't. Being how he was, and they gave him 88. First off, 88 is literally one of the greatest numbers in Cowboy history. They give to
It is
guaranteed best receiver. Nobody else. Dez has had it. Michael Irvin's had it.
And I believe
those
CeeDee
are big people to measure up to.
And I did believe CeeDee deserved it because I knew what he would bring to the table for you guys.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure because it came from Oklahoma.
Yeah. Oh wow.
I don't know if he could take getting hit in the mouth.
Wow. Okay.
I can't wait till next week.
Nah, bro. Next week is gonna be issues. But
it's gonna be fun, boy.
But Dak Prescott, as far as like him being quarterback, I think the debate comes for him is because everybody knows he's a good quarterback, but it's kind of like the same situation where we're saying, hey, we're seeing how good he is in the regular season, but how come he doesn't show it in the playoffs? And let's be honest, he showed it in the playoffs because he finished with over 400 yards passing. It was just the defense for y'all just didn't show up. So
I don't want to put this as a narrative, but I might end up putting this as a narrative, and I don't want it to be, but I feel like it is. This is the same thing that happened before Dak took over from our last quarterback, but he didn't get as much scrutiny as anybody else. Okay, I appreciate you, Cryptic. By the way, who is Kelly Bryant?
That's my boy that was on the live with us for the draft.
Oh, why are we adding Kelly Bryant? All right, whatever, man.
Kelly was he unfortunately had some stuff to do today, so he wasn't going to be able to actually come on the live and talk about the Commanders, but he said he'll tune in. So shout out.
Okay. All right, shout out to Kelly. I didn't know who it was. Don't look at me.
Yeah.
Was that my man that was laying down? Hey, Kelly, don't do that.
No, that wasn't him. That was him. That was
okay.
That wasn't him.
My man was eating on the live. I was wilding.
No, that was Anthony. But
yeah. All right. So anyway, moving on. Real quick. Thank you, Cryptic. Dak Prescott has a passer rating of 91.8 with 1,900 yards, 14 touchdowns, 7 interceptions in his playoff career. That's not bad. It's not tremendous, but it's not bad. It's not. Apparently, it's not enough right now. According to the world of sports, it's not enough to not throw interceptions and throw more touchdowns than games you played.
The one thing I'll say about y'all defense, Micah Parsons, complete dog. Like let's be honest. I want to say like when a couple years ago when HBO Max did the when they did y'all Hard Knocks, when I saw what he was doing in OTAs, oh my gosh,
that man's a monster, dog. That's OTAs on his own team. He's like, I don't care about y'all. Let me get your
and it made me mad because we literally had the chance to pick him up, and we went and got Kadarius Toney, which where is he now? Exactly. So I was upset with us for not making that move, but y'all got Michael Parsons. Let's trade Diggs, Deron Bland. Like,
first off, I'm gonna say this: nobody expected Deron Bland to do what Deron Bland did.
Bro, shut up, man! I don't want to talk about this.
And to do that in the midst of Trayvon Diggs going down, him having to step up to that number one corner position and take on those responsibilities and still do what he did last year was tremendous. And he's only going to get better because he's a young corner. Trayvon Diggs is now healthy. So now you have two monsters who can pick the ball off. And they can pick it off in different ways. Trayvon Diggs can trail a player and pick that off. Do not back shoulder throw or throw across your body to Deron Bland. That's a guaranteed interception.
Yeah. Deron Bland, first game of the season. I knew it was going to be a problem the second I saw him lay that hit on Saquon, and they picked him off in the pick six in the rain, which was, by the way, that was a stupid play by Mike Kafka to even throw like in the pouring rain against Dallas. So, but Deron Bland, he honestly is a freak of nature, and I'm not excited to see what him and Diggs are going to do together on the field, but you got to respect both of their games and how they play. And if they can get it to mesh for this defense, this Cowgirls defense is going to look scary.
Just disrespectful in the midst of giving the compliment.
I just have to throw the shot out there.
Disrespectful in the midst of comments. That's crazy. Not even to mention that you got that tremendous back DB safeties area with even you have Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker, who are tremendous in their own rights. But looking at the linebacker core with Damone Clark, Eric Kendricks coming in to help run this Mike Zimmer defense. It's going to be very tremendous. And getting Overshawn back from injury last year, they got the rookie Lufua.
Yep.
Lufua. That dude plays from Notre Dame. He plays with his hair on fire, man. And I can't wait to see him and Overshawn on the field together, just running from end to end for no reason. Not to mention that you have this defensive line, which, in my opinion, is still right now is the weakest part, even with Micah Parsons sitting there at the end and DeMarcus Lawrence at the other end. Osa, but Mozzie Smith has to be something better than what he was last year. If he's not anything close to what we had before our other defensive tackle that left, it went to, I want to say he went to Seattle.
Yeah, it was Seattle.
Yeah. If he can't be at least some of what he was, he is going to be gone by next year or before the end of the year. Honestly, I think they'll bring somebody else in. But another player to watch for is Marshawn Nealon. If you think Micah Parsons is bad, wait till you see this boy Marshawn Nealon, dog. It's a younger version of DeMarcus Lawrence. That's just
okay.
Bad. That's just bad. That's terrible. So the defense is still strong. I don't think that they're the best defense in this division. But at least number two, there's nothing we can do about it. We can argue for one, but I'm gonna give them two. But I mean, we have an opportunity to make playoffs again,
which y'all most likely will get in. Well, I gotta see what y'all schedule looks like.
Hopefully we can go 15-1. I don't see us going 15-1. I just can't. I can't do it.
15-1 is crazy. I'm sorry.
That's wild as fuck. Honestly.
That
means the Eagles are non-existent.
Well, no, he says 16-1. So you mean to tell me that you think they're going to go that long of a stretch and possibly their one loss is going to be to an actual playoff contention team?
Well, there's multiple playoff contention teams in there. We play a bunch of different teams. It's not just the Eagles.
I mean, look, I gave y'all credit, but I ain't giving y'all that much credit.
Well, of course not. I can't even give us that much credit because we're in the East.
Yeah, the East for years has always been a bloodbath.
Look. I'm with you. His draft was very comparable. His production on the field is not comparable. Dontari Poe is nasty. Mozzie Smith is not there. Now I get it. It says it gives a defensive tackle at least 1 to 2 years. This is second year. If he can't figure it out, we can't use it. Simple as that.
Well,
we'll send him up there to the Giants. Okay.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Nah, man. Nah.
That's what you get. We'll do you like we we'll do y'all like we did our head coach and send him up there too. You know?
Yeah, that was and we were stupid enough to take him. Because
all he did was this the whole fucking time and no adjustments. It's terrible.
Shout out to Dave Gettleman for ruining the franchise when he was GM.
Setback after setback.
Man.
Setback. One move can make or break you. It's as simple as that. You just throwing out guesses. Hey, I like it. I would love for us to go and do weird and stupid shit.
Ooh, he said y'all the real record is 8-9.
I think you're wilding now.
Imagine if it really did happen though.
Oh, that is a guarantee that Mike McCarthy is fired.
Yeah. It's a guarantee.
Now, does that mean that Bill Belichick is the new coach? No, it does not. It does not mean that. I hate people. I hate this narrative. Bill Belichick is the new coach. Shoot, I hope that never happens anyway. Bill Belichick is too old. Sorry. Too old. As you see, without Tom Brady, he doesn't have that magic. So, nope. Can't just take a quarterback and make him a champion. Can't do it. But
so
now we on to my man. I'm gonna let my man do his thizzle thing.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna talk shit about him later.
Let's talk about the organization that brought you legends like Michael Strahan.
Hey, what was that? Hey, wait, real quick.
Hold up, bro.
What was that?
Don't mess with my
Little Giants. Little Giants.
We're not going to talk about that movie. It was a great movie for kids. But we're going to talk about the organization that brought you Carl Banks, Michael Strahan, Eli Manning, Phil Simms, Victor Cruz. Man, we're going to talk about especially Mr. Lawrence Taylor, the New York Football Giants. We're going to talk about us. Now, yes, I understand. A couple years ago, the Giants, we made the playoffs after beating the Vikings in the wild card and losing very bad to a good Eagles team. And then this year we had, I think, a setback that we probably that was deserved, but I feel like at the time we should have had the rebuild mode probably the year we went to the playoffs with Joe Shane and Brian Daboll taking over the team. We did make some changes, like I said earlier. Saquon left and went to the rival Eagles down the road. We did get a replacement in Devin Singletary at running back, which I've had a lot of people come in and say, Devin Singletary. Kelly, we're going to get to talking about our 100th anniversary jersey. We'll get to that later. We're going to get to that later. God. But Devin Singletary, as far as for me, I hear a lot of comments about Devin Singletary is a terrible running back. But if you look at the numbers from this past year, him and Saquon was the bad offensive line the Giants had this past year, and with the line that the Texans had, they ran about the same numbers. And Devin Singletary was healthy for all 17 games. Saquon was hurt for a couple games, and they ran the same numbers. So, yes, it says, okay, Saquon is the better back, but we're not asking Devin Singletary to be Saquon. We're just asking him to basically fill his role and just go in and manage the game as a back and to get yards for us. We ain't asking him to juke everybody out and get upfield. Yes, Cryptic, talk about it. Our 2 victories over the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. Yes, historical victories.
Lucky as fuck.
Rodney, shut up, okay? But this year, we did lose also without losing Saquon too. We did lose safety Xavier McKinney from Alabama. So shout out to the Roll Tide Scrubs. He went to Green Bay to be safety over there. He played a big factor in our defense, but he was not the best tackler. He was more of a ball hawk for us. So we're losing that and losing him. We also lost Wink Martindale from defensive coordinator. He went to University of Michigan to take over there as well. And I mean, honestly, Ryan Dable and Wink Martindale, they had their differences. So it was kind of written on the wall that we knew Wink was going to be out since we knew Dable was head coach. I just want to get to it already before I talk about everybody else. Let's talk about Daniel Jones.
Wait, we can't talk about the bad jerseys first?
You want to talk about the bad jerseys?
Them things are hideous.
Those jerseys are atrocious, but it's history for us. So I'm a stick with it. With it.
History of terribleness.
Look, I think the thing about them jerseys is the pants. I think that's what throws everything off.
The whole thing look off.
And, bro, if they did blue pants or red pants, then I would be fine with it. But the brown pants don't work.
None of it works.
Yeah, I know Brian was hired back in 2022. That's the year I feel like we should have started our rebuild, but nobody expected us to even have that good of a year. So we made the playoffs. So I think the high expectations for me, as well as other Giants fans, was after that playoff run that the next year was going to be better, which is why I was talking trash to Rodney, and those words bit me back.
Y'all sure did.
Yeah. We are wearing the jerseys the first game of the season. We're wearing those ugly.
Y'all cannot lose that game with those jerseys. Who y'all
playing? We're playing the Vikings too.
Y'all gonna lose.
But anyways, let me get back to talking. Let me get back to talking about Daniel Jones. Unfortunately, he is. The thing about him was, I feel like the Giants, Dave Gettleman, like I said, he ruined this franchise. He made the mistake in drafting him that high. Now, I get it. That year, Dwayne Haskins was supposed to be our quarterback. Did we see what Dwayne Haskins was doing in Washington? It probably would have been the same thing that we saw with us. But I'll be honest with you. I felt like that year, I know everybody said we needed a quarterback because Eli was getting old, but I probably would have preferred Eli just playing another year and come the following year and let's get a QB. I would have rather done that because it wasn't like Eli was unhealthy. Him alongside Tom Brady was the 2 oldest quarterbacks in the league that stayed healthy, especially as much as Eli was getting hit with that O-line. So that shows you how tough he was. But Daniel Jones, like, it's not only the fact that, the mistakes that he comes up with is like, it's not just that the O-line is bad. It's the fact that, his decision-making when the line does block for him is poor. He's a great scrambler because he can run down the field. That's cool. But as far as decision-making, he's scared to throw the ball down the field, which now since we got rookie Malik Neighbors that we drafted in the 6th pick, he's going to look for those long balls. And if you got Daniel Jones as quarterback who's not willing to throw that ball down the field, it makes it hard for the offense to get moving. And I can't look at another year of him just throwing check downs. I just can't. Like, it's going to look bad. We got a young receiving core and Jalen Hyatt, who was a rookie last year. He didn't have the season I thought he would have. Wan'Dale Robinson and Darius Slayton, the 2 receivers in our room, I feel like that have been with us for a couple years, who I feel like are veteran time receivers, and they're good receivers in this league. But because they're New York Giants receivers, everybody says there's some shit, which I think is unfair.
Well, I'm gonna say this. So Darius Slayton and Malik Neighbors are good receivers.
Well, I'm talking about Wendell Robinson too, because people do not give him the credit that he deserves.
But the reason why is because you can't get him the ball.
Exactly.
So how do we know he's good if he's not going to be able to get the ball? We already know he's checked down. So if you're already on the 9 route, it's not going over there.
Well, look what we saw with Tyrod Taylor at quarterback. Look how the offense looked. Look how it looked with Tommy DeVito. Look, we saw how the offense looked way much better when Daniel Jones wasn't at quarterback. We saw the offense flowing. We saw it moving. Do I understand why we paid Daniel Jones all that money after that 2022 season? No, I still regret it till this day, but I understand you got to pay the quarterback. I just feel like in that situation, you just franchise tag him. Just franchise tag him and move on. And because you look, the thing is, we didn't pay him that 5th year option. And so when he balled out in 2022, immediately Joe Shane made the mistake and was like, he's our quarterback. Do I think he was? No, I feel like he should have just been franchise tagged so we can prove again, is he the right guy? Because last season we had a tough schedule. And it showed in our play that we weren't ready. As far as that offensive line goes too, Evan Neal got to go. This is the last time I want to see him this year. Like, I do not want to see him. If he can't block like we need him to, then he has to go. He is another Eric Flowers. I feel like he's better at guard, though. I don't know how good he was in Alabama, but he must have been super good to be, a top 5 pick.
Y'all don't run the same type of offensive lines that Alabama run. Like,
but this is the NFL. Like, I'm putting your words out like you. No, I'm putting your words out. When you get to the league, it don't matter how bad you are. You're in the league for a reason. So it's no excuse, right?
The reason why he was good in Alabama is because of how we ran the ball. They didn't use a gap system. They're not doing crazy schemes. They didn't do wild shit. It was head to head, nose to nose. Take your man and drive him down the field. And honestly, we never really ran to Evan Neal's side. We would go up the middle to the left. We didn't go to the right side very often. So,
I mean, right now, I only believe on one side of our line, and that's the left side, because Andrew Thomas at left tackle is good. John Michael Schmidt at center, believe in him. He's a head-on collisioner dude. He likes to play head-on. Evan Neal, I feel like he needs to get moved to guard. I think that might be the best spot because that right tackle position just isn't it for him. But they keep forcing it on him, and I just don't feel like that fits for him.
Maybe he needs to move. I mean,
I think it's best that he needs to move.
Yeah, well, you going to put him inside or you going to put him outside?
We need to put him inside.
You're going to put him inside, and then when are you going to move your new right guard that you just got from Green Bay? What was that, Runyon?
Yeah, but he was already playing tackle too.
I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all probably got a couple different looks where you got Evan Neal inside. I'm pretty sure they're going to change some stuff up during training camp and everything like that.
But yeah, going on too. So let's get to the defensive side of the ball.
You definitely want that, don't you?
Man, the defensive side, Dexter Lawrence, top 3 defensive tackle in the league right now.
Top 5.
Bro, he is top 3, and you can't deny it. He is. You can keep saying he's top 5. He's top 3. But if you want to give him top 5, oh well.
I'm giving him top 5. I'm giving him top 5 because one of the best defensive tackles to ever that has ever graced us just retired. And he
I'm
wouldn't
telling
be top
you,
three
I'm
at
telling
that
you,
point in time.
he was top 3. Thank you, Cryptic. He was top 3.
Man, why are we listening? You gonna thank you to Detroit? Stop it. Anyway,
look, man, Cryptic knows I'm telling the truth.
Cryptic wouldn't know a good player if that motherfucker came and hit him in the face. No.
Look, but
talking about
Dexter Lawrence, though, like, he is the leader of that defense. He is the best player that our team has. And, you know, I think one of the biggest things that hurt us on the defensive line was when we had to trade up Leonard Williams to Seattle. I understood the move. I understood it, but it was kind of hard.
well for you guys, honestly.
Him and Dexter Lawrence actually together was working well. It just somebody had to give, and because of the money he was getting, it was kind of like we had to make that trade in order to get some cap space and some picks. Yeah, and plus we gave him we actually asked him if he wanted to get traded or not.
I'm pretty sure
he said he was willing to do. He said he was willing to do it if it meant good for the team. So, you know, it is what it is. Let's talk about these edge rushers. Kayvon Thibodeau had 12.5 sacks last year, which Giants fans still said he had a bad year. I mean, you had 12.5 sacks coming off the edge. That's a pretty good year for a second-year player. Our other edge rusher, Azeez Ojulari, he's too injury-prone, and I had high hopes for him last year and the year before, but he just can't stay healthy. He can't stay on the field. When he's healthy, he's effective because we see it every year when we play the Commanders that he can be effective in this league, but it's the Commanders.
But y'all just got Brian Burns. So
I was getting to that, bruh.
My bad, because you brought him up first, which didn't make sense.
Look, man, because I gotta talk about the light stuff before we get to like talking about Brian Burns, who everybody's saying is an overrated player now. Brian Burns was listed as the overrated player this offseason. And to me, I feel like he is the better edge rusher than Azeez is. The Brian Burns numbers look good in Carolina, not the best, but Carolina is like the worst team in the NFL. So him being in this new system, I feel like he's going to get a lot more sacks in, especially when you got to worry about the offensive line double teaming Dexter Lawrence all the time and trying to worry about Kayvon Thibodeau coming off the other side of the edge. So it releases some pressure. As far as linebacker core, you know, Brian McFadden, Bobby Okereke, the top 5 linebacker core. I don't know why PFF had them that high, but I'll take it. That's why it didn't make sense. Huh?
That's why it didn't make sense. I don't know what.
Yeah, when
I listen to
that. Yeah, I probably would say top 10, but not top 5. It's a new duo at the linebacker position because we've always struggled at linebacker. So I feel like because they had a good season, and this was the first time in probably a whole decade that we've had linebackers who actually played well and covered the middle. That's why they got ranked high. So I want to see it.
They could be talking about the whole linebacking core in its entirety because then you add Isaiah Simmons and Nick McLeod. I'll give you that if you're adding all of that together, because now you have an opportunity to switch and change and bring guys in that benefit when you blitz or when you don't blitz, or, you know, good coverage guys. You have a good mixture.
Yeah. And this year we're going to see a lot of different changes with the new defense because Wing Martindale was a heavy blitz person. So it was pretty normal for offenses, especially like the Cowboys and Eagles, to know, okay, they're blitzing. So we really just we just got to make this play because we know they're sending the whole unit, which is why we got burnt on so many plays. Corners. As far as our DBs go, to say, we got a young group of DBs. I'm going to say that. We got a young group, very young group. So they're all first, second year players. Deontay Banks, to me, I feel like is our best DB. He had a good season as a rookie. He played tremendous again, even against top receivers. I won't say he played the best, like he handled all of them. I mean, because you still going to get beat as a corner, but he held his own. One of our rookies I'm excited to go see on defense is Tyler Nubin from Minnesota, the safety that's going to be filling in for Xavier McKinney's position. I saw what he did. I looked at his highlight tapes. He's a ball hawk, and that was one thing that the Giants were always missing, because our defense, to be honest with you, it was better than the offense, but our defense still wasn't up to par, because there was times where we had opportunities to get picks and we weren't capitalizing on takeaways. Our capitalization really came off fumbles. But as far as getting interceptions and like having like good tackling on open field from our DBs, it wasn't there. And Tyler Nubin is a good tackler from what I saw what he did in Minnesota. He's ball hawk, likes to attack the ball. So I'm excited to see what he does this offseason.
If you have him at the strong safety position, don't you think that kind of diminishes what he does as a ball hawk?
I don't think we're just going to sit him at strong safety, though. I think we're going to be moving him to free safety too. Because from what I've heard with our defense, that we're going to be making a lot of changes. I haven't seen the changes we're going to make, which if y'all watch HBO Max Hard Knocks, the New York Giants are on every Tuesday night at 9 p.m.
No, we over here watching Clip.
No, but Tyler Nubin, I think he will be in better situations, though, on this defense. I think there's going to be a lot of better expectations for him. Okay. As far as other rookies, we got Theo Johnson. We finally, before we talk about Theo, we finally traded the R&B singer Darren Waller. We finally got rid of him.
Hey, yo, my man was so hurt he retired, came back. He didn't know what he was gonna do.
Let's.
He was with Kelsey Plum. Kelsey Plum. Bring me that booty, but you don't.
Yeah. But Theo Johnson, Penn State tight end, good blocking tight end. Also, he's a good receiver at the tight end position. I don't know how he is going to be in this league. I mean, we already have a good tight end, but I mean, I feel like he will be the starter. But I mean, I'm all good with it. I think he'll be good for this offense because he can be another receiver that goes down the field. Possibly, I hope we use him a lot more, because we definitely never use our tight ends when they're on the field. I think last time we ever really used tight ends was when we had Jeremy Shockey and Ruben Randall, those guys. Because we used Evan Ingram too, but Evan Ingram had a little situation where he couldn't hold on to the ball. Another person, since I did talk about Devin Singletary, I forgot to mention, running back from Purdue, Tyrone Tracy Jr. He's a little speedster, huh?
I was waiting for you to bring him up.
Yeah, he's a little speedster. I think he's going to be an underrated player on this team. I don't think anybody's thinking that highly of him because he was such a late pick, but I think he was a good pick, because if things don't go with Devin Singletary, which Devin Singletary, if you think about it, is more of a receiving back, then you can put Tyrone Tracy as like your running back if we do a 2-back system. And I mean, also, like, I know I'm jumping everywhere because I just love my team. I love talking about each player, you know. Daniel Bellinger, he's actually going to be our tight end number 1.
But you just said Theo was.
I know, but then I forgot that Daniel Bellinger. We still have him on the roster. So exactly, I know there's.
I saw it and I was like, okay, cool.
I mean,
out there. That's cool. I think you should go with a 2 tight end set and have them both out there. And utilize them both at the same time, which will definitely help you, especially if your number 2 or your 3 receiver Malik Neighbors isn't gotten to the point where he can actually dominate yet. I think even right now, I don't think he's going to be able to dominate on the field as well. I mean, he's going to be very good. I think he's going to be good. I just don't think he's going to be able to dominate the way AJ Brown and CeeDee Lamb are right now. Even Warren, I don't think he's going to be able to do that. Not with the quarterback that you have to get him the opportunities that he needs to have down the field, because that's where he's most effective.
Honestly, right now, as far as I give it 2 weeks. The first 2 games of the season, if Daniel Jones can't get it together, we may see Drew Lock behind center or Tommy DeVito.
I think it's going to be a lot longer than that, but
I think it's going to be quick because I think Brian Daboll is finally getting to the part in his coaching career where he's like, look, if he can't get it together with the offense simplified that we've done for him, then at this point we got to move on because it's time to win games right now.
Guaranteed.
And we saw
Dallas keep saying competitive in the East right now. If you don't, you're going to get left behind. Dallas and the Eagles are pushing forward, whether you decide to get here or not. The Commanders are trying to make moves to move back into at least a third position right now. So unless the Cowboys or Eagles have traumatic injuries or just shit the bed, I don't see either one of them with the rosters that they have right now losing the division. Whether it's going to be the Eagles or the Cowboys who win it, that could be up in the air. But the thing that holds y'all back is at your quarterback position and the unknown of what he's going to bring each year. So, with that being said, let's go ahead to rank, man. Let's go get the rank. Hey, if y'all want to throw some rankings in for the division, we are going to start off with the receiving core. That's everybody, not just one.
Yes, I know that's everybody.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to them. Sometimes they don't be here. They don't know. But that's the whole core, including your tight end. All right.
Yep.
Who do you have at 1 realistically? Who do you have at 1?
Realistically, at 1. Realistically, at 1, I'm gonna say I got Dallas at 1, and only because,
That's crazy.
I mean, I know Philly realistically is 1, but to me, I feel like Dallas only because of Dak Prescott. Like, you gotta be honest, you gotta give Dak Prescott the credit he deserves, even though everyone likes to bash him.
Oh yeah.
But you got veteran receivers over there. And a good tight end. Like, I know we talked about Dallas Goedert, the Eagles, but you still got to talk about y'all still got Ferguson, and he's another tremendous tight end like that doesn't get talked about a lot, and so that's why I'm giving him his flowers for what he's done. So CeeDee, because you got CeeDee, Cooks, Ferguson.
So this is why I can't give us 1 yet. I have to only give us Dallas Cowboys 2 because of Tolbert. I don't know what he's going to give me this year. I'm hoping he is going to show up and be the guy, the number 2 guy, and be explosive and be everything that he needs to be. But I don't know yet. And he hasn't really shown a whole lot of it. So that's my worry. So that's why I put us at 2 and the Eagles at 1. I'm actually going to give the Giants 3, even though McLaurin is there. And wherever else they got over there. McLaurin's really good, but I do think Malik Neighbors is going to have a good year as a rookie. I don't think he's going to be the top receiver because my man in Chicago has it all right now. He ain't got to worry about nothing. He just got to just get open. They're not going to double him. They can't. It's too easy.
I do have us at 3, and it's not being biased as far as only because the Commanders right now, Terry McLaurin right now, as far as receivers, is what you have, and Jahad Dotson. And that's if Dotson gets going, which is, he's wishy-washy. Y'all have, I don't know, it's just, who else they pick up? They pick anybody else up for receiver? Oh, they got old, they picked up the former tight end, Zach Ertz from the Eagles.
That's why I hadn't said anything.
Yeah.
Zach Ertz has left the Eagles, went over to Arizona. I mean, he ain't really been the same Zach Ertz since he left.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the only reason why I have Commanders at 4. I'm not trying to say that, y'all suck, but I just feel like the Giants have a better receiving core. Yeah. Even though everybody wants to say, well, they're no names. I mean, they've proven on the field when the line is protecting that they can that they're good playmakers when they get the ball and know how to get upfield.
They just got to be able to get the ball.
Yes, at this point, it's just they need to get the ball.
So let's hit these good old running backs. And I'm going to go ahead and start off by saying number 4 is Dallas.
All right. Okay, I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one.
Zeke is not the Zeke of old. I hope he has a small resurgence. But being the fact that we didn't get a running back and we had opportunities to get a running back in the draft, disappointing. That was a key position that we needed, and we didn't get that. Number 3, I'm going to have to go with the Giants.
I'm not mad at it. I was going to say Singletary anyways.
Yeah.
It's nothing against him. It's just I think Eckler is
running back than he is. Even Robinson is a better running back, and even proved that. I don't know why they wouldn't have got another one.
And we haven't seen what Tracy Jr. can do on the field yet in the NFL. I'm excited to see what he can do, but it's just like right now, like if we're being realistic, Eckler and Robinson, they've been in the league for a minute, so they definitely will be at number 2, and Giants are at 3, which
leaves the Eagles with Saquon. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that Saquon is a bad running back. He just had a bad line.
Yeah, so when he's 100% healthy, he's vicious, but he just got to be able to stay on the field for them.
It's hard when you're getting hit in the backfield every goddamn play.
But I mean, here's the thing too. He was not really a good pass protector either.
Okay, there are running backs that are good at pass protecting, and there are running backs that are not. And there are running backs that actually put the effort into being good pass protector. Zeke was a perfect example of a good pass protector at the running back position.
Yeah.
He stuck his nose in there and he made solid hits. That's all you could ask for.
Yeah.
But when you're not that kind of running back, it doesn't really help you to be put in those positions where you have to do that.
Yeah. So, I mean, Eagles are number 1. We kind of already knew that coming in.
Yeah. So let's go offensive line. We ain't done this one yet. Let's go offensive line. Who you think got the best offensive line?
Right now?
right now.
This was kind of hard because y'all made moves, Eagles made moves, and we made moves too. I don't know. Like right now, I'm gonna say as far as offensive line, number 4 is the Commanders.
Yeah, by all means. This is the reason why I don't think we were going to pay Tyler Biadasz. He has not been a good center. He's been okay, but he's not been a great center. And especially when you look at the center that came before him, Travis Frederick, who was a monster and could do everything you needed him to do. That's a tall task to look up to.
Number 3. Look at that. No, number 3.
I'm going Eagles. I don't think they've. First off, you're replacing one of the best centers of all time.
Yeah,
that's a tough ask.
That's the bread and butter right there of the tush push.
Yeah. So the question of the day is, did they make the right moves? I don't know yet. So being that I don't know that they made those right moves to replace him, I'm gonna have to give him 3.
Number 2, I'm gonna say the Giants. I like the moves that we made this during free agency. How we said, you know what, hey, we got to fix this O-line. That was the first priority because we were in a bad habit year after year where we said our O-line sucks. Let's draft. Oh, we drafted a rookie. He should make it better. Oh crap, our O-line sucks. We need to draft another rookie, and it just wasn't working. So I think for Joe Schoen to finally be like, you know what, let's get some free agent veteran offensive linemen and put on this O-line. I think that has us at number 2. But
so the thing about having a rookie offensive lineman is that you have to have good teachers.
And we didn't, which is why we got a new O-line coach this year too.
And hopefully he can make that better, but you don't have no rookie offensive lineman to figure out if he's actually really that good. Because you have veterans. They already know. You're just maintaining what veterans already do. So that's why I think that Cowboys have been so successful in drafting offensive linemen is because we can get this young offensive lineman to buy in quick and do what he actually needs to do. And I'm excited. Like I said, I was excited. I'm super excited to watch Tyler Guyton stand next to Tyler Smith. That stands next to Cooper BB in the building, and Zach Martin. That is a tremendous offensive line. Again, go and watch them put it together. By the way, Cooper BB was the number 1 center in the draft. Actually, he just wasn't designated as a center.
Yeah,
point that out. Oh, he didn't play. I heard a lot of people like, oh, he didn't play center. He did play center in his college career. It's just the last 2 years he had to go. He was moved over to a position of tackle or guard that they needed desperately, and they had a K center in Kansas State, so he could have that ability to move to different positions. Y'all got to know what you're talking about before you come to me. Real talk.
All right, so
let's hit these QBs up. I'm giving you 3rd because we don't know what we're getting from the Commanders. I'm only giving you 3rd because of that. Because if this boy comes out and shows out and RG Jesus us one more goddamn time, I don't know if you remember all that. I used to listen to radio all the time. And that's all I heard. It's RG 3 o'clock. RG Jesus. And shut up. Y'all are annoying.
Jalen Hurts is at number 2.
I'm with you. Jalen Hurts is definitely number 2.
Prescott's number 1 in this division.
Dak will have to be number 1 especially if he has another season like he did.
Saying Dak has
MVP caliber season.
Saying Dak is number 1, I'm just like,
it hurts you. It hurts you. You like, oh, Cowboys have a number 1 quarterback. When does that happen? And that ain't happening for like ever. Tony Romo was here. I never thought he was one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Sorry. I want somebody to come and argue with me about Cowboys Tony Romo one more time, and I'm going to go ahead and point this out for you. Tony Romo threw 6 picks in one goddamn game to the Chicago.
He did.
And y'all still want to he's won it. No, he is not. He's not.
He's a tremendous commentator. He's finally found his calling.
Shut up.
No, you gotta be honest. You gotta like when he calls y'all games.
I don't like it at all. I feel like he was just over there reading the fucking playbook and was like, "Here's the play," and now they know the fucking play. It's the weirdest shit ever. Especially when Kellen Moore was on the fucking field, everybody knew the fucking play.
Bruh,
they about to run it.
Even newborn babies knew Kellen Moore's play was coming. They came out the womb saying, "Oh, he's running the ball."
This is what bugged me about Kellen Moore. We opened it up at the beginning of the season, and then he went back to the same shit towards the middle and the end. I was like, what in the fuck, Tassie?
Yeah.
But look what happened when Mike McCarthy takes over play call. They don't look terrible. They actually look very efficient.
Since you wanted to go
except for on the running game.
Since you wanted to go O-line, let's rank the D-line.
Okay. I'll give you that. Y'all, I give y'all 1 on D-line.
Yeah.
Only because, 1, the Philadelphia Eagles do not have Fletcher Cox anymore. Thank fucking God. Holy fucking shit. I am so glad to say that.
Bro, Fletcher Cox, as soon as he retired, I was like, thank you.
Yes. You don't have to deal with this shit anymore. This old ass motherfucker magically getting in the backfield. Like, how the fuck is this old bitch in the goddamn backfield?
So who you have at number 2?
At number 2, I'm gonna say Dallas. Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence have just been tremendous. Yeah. Even with Osa. They're good, and adding in Marshawn Nealon is just going to make them just better. One position is not going to destroy the defensive line. It can only make him better if he actually plays to his potential. And as Cryptic said, a Dontari Poe comparison, if he can play to that, that'd be fucking amazing. At least give me 50% of Dontari Poe. Holy fuck.
I'm not gonna lie to
get
you.
A second contract. Third, I'll have to go Eagles. Actually, no. I take that back.
No, I was not going Eagles for third.
You're right.
I was not going Eagles for third.
I'm gonna go Redskins with the Alabama front.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Commanders for third because they still have a veteran line with Payne there, and we just saw Fletcher Cox retire. They're expecting. There's no way the Eagles are expecting Carter to come in and be take over as the head of that D line.
Yeah, they are.
And Graham is
whether it happens or not is a different conversation, but that's what they expect. He's young.
Yeah. So I'll put the Eagles at 4, Commanders at 3, Cowboys at 2, and Giants at 1 for D-line.
That's the first time we had Eagles at 4.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Shoot. So now are we just going to do huh?
Linebackers.
Oh, linebackers? Linebackers. Ooh.
I'll be honest with you. I like the Eagles linebackers. What they brought in is crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of veterans, very skilled players. I think that is amazing what they were able to buy. I'm not letting it go, by the way.
2. At 2. Shit. I kind of like our linebacker core because you got Bobby Okereke and McFadden, who showed this past year that, hey, even though our team may not be the best right now, but they showed up every game. Like, they made the Bills struggle. I'm just talking about specifically them two, even though we also got Nick McLeod and several others, but those two specifically gave offenses trouble. We saw what he did to Sam Howell. We saw what they did to the Patriots. We saw what they did to Green Bay, who was a playoff team. You know, they gave Josh Allen's trouble, and they gave Stephon Diggs trouble. So, you know, you need that center point in the defense as far as linebackers who can be effective, and they were effective this past year.
I'm with you. I'm gonna have to decline you on that one.
That's cool. And
I'm gonna decline you for the simple fact that our top linebacker was injured last year, and he was injured before the season even started.
Well, he's retired now, isn't he?
No. Overshawn? No, sir, he is not. See, you're thinking about LVE.
Yeah, I was thinking about Van Der Esch. You're right.
LVE was retired last year. Not even talking about him, because that young linebacker core that we had, which is now led by Eric Kendricks, but Damone Clark, who had a tremendously good season, Overshawn, who, if he hadn't got injured, would have had just as good a season as Damone Clark, are sitting there, all three of them side by side. And then you have to add the rookie that we just picked up in Lafua, that they're just going to unleash. I think that is going to tremendously change the aspect of the defensive side, our defensive linebacker side, and that middle is going to be solidified with a leader like Eric Kendricks.
Okay. At four, I gotta go Commanders, only because the only linebacker they really got is Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that one.
I like Bobby Wagner. It's no disrespect to the Commanders. I like Bobby Wagner. It's just
it's mad disrespect to the Commanders, but we like Bobby Wagner though. Bobby Wagner is the only thing that actually makes you relevant in this conversation.
So where are we going to? The corners, safeties?
We're gonna go secondary. That's secondary.
Yeah, just secondary. Secondary, number one is the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's four. Four number ones, baby. Four number ones, baby. So I agree with you. Ain't nothing. I wasn't gonna not disagree with you. I like what the Eagles did, but I think you guys are a little bit better than the Eagles in the secondary, especially because you have more veteran leadership on there and more vets that are on your secondary, and you're not bringing in two safeties or no corners as rookies. You're only bringing in like one. So he's going to have his growing pains. He's going to get beat, but corners get beat all the time. Let's just see how he handles the situation and moves. Yeah. If he doesn't and he handles it terribly and he starts regressing, then he's going to need like at least 2 years before you like reevaluate what he is.
I mean, as far as our DBs go, like I did talk about Deontay Banks. Cordell Flott, I want you to remember this name. Cordell Flott, like he's most likely going to be our second on the opposite side. Mm-hmm. Him and Jason Pinnock, Jason Pinnock is actually going to be playing free safety. So,
that's all.
Pinnock can be free safety. I forgot about him.
When I said you were talking about the dude who's the ball hawk, I was like, that's kind of weird because you got Pinnock at free safety. Why would I put?
Yeah, Pinnock's at free safety. Yeah, so that's my fault. I totally forgot about. But so Pinnock and Cordell Flott, ODU zone. I feel like those two dudes are. There's going to be upcoming years for them to where they can finally prove that they're worth having a spot on this defense. So all I know is like our DB core, they're young, they're hungry, so I want to see what they can do. Washington's DB core, sorry, y'all at the bottom.
Yeah, I'm not sold on them.
And people in the chat, I don't want y'all to think we just ripping on the Commanders. Like you just
gotta look at the numbers and look at what you see from the Commanders versus the rest of the three teams in the league in the division. Do you really think the Commanders have made enough of a jump to push past any of us yet?
I mean, look, I already gave y'all the credit of getting Eckler, Bobby Wagner, and drafting Jane Daniels. But those three guys cannot just be saying like, hey, these three guys going to send us to the playoffs. Because Bobby Wagner and Durant and Payne, they can't be the only two people on defense doing all the work. You got 9 other people on that defense. And
True.
So yeah, you can't use the excuse with Jane Daniels because I mean I said it to multiple Commanders fans. Like, are we going hopefully we see that he's worth the pick he was, but everybody says, oh well, he can scramble. He can scramble out the pocket. Remember, scrambling out the pocket in college football compared to the NFL is different. We've seen a lot of rookies that can scramble, and they try doing what they did in college, and they never slide. They try and go for the extra yards, and it's caused so many injuries. So,
look, perfect example, Anthony Richardson in Indiana.
Yeah,
that's the perfect example of you can use your feet, but you have to be smart about this.
And if Jane Daniels is smart about using his feet, then you know what? Sky's the limit of what he can do at the position. But, you know, he's got to make smart plays.
Yeah. I mean, I think that they're going to have a decent season, but you're removing ownership. It's going to take time to rebuild.
Yeah.
And you have to understand that. And once everything is rebuilt to how you need it to be, you'll be good. You wanted to talk about people to look out for? I got 2 names for you. All right. Ceelan Carson and Ryan Flournoy.
That's from who? The Cowboys?
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Let Tolbert not live up to what he needs to live up to that number 3 pick. Ryan Flournoy, they said Des Bryant like.
We're going to see.
That's dangerous.
We're going to see. That is dangerous.
A Des Bryant clone and a CeeDee Lamb? Oh, my Jesus.
That is dangerous. We're going to see, though.
That's crazy.
We're going to see.
But, all right, guys, that's all for today, man. We're very excited. We thank everybody for coming out. My man, Cryptic, appreciate you for coming in and starting trouble. Detroit still sucks. Autism boy, man, appreciate you for stopping through, man. Hey, Kelly Bryant, man, appreciate you for stopping through, man. We like having you here. Wish you were able to get on the show, honestly. This would have been even more fun. Anybody else? Can't forget about what's his name? Edris.
Yes. Oh, Ez. Nah, forget about him. Forget about him.
My bad.
I'm gonna say like forget about it, cuz.
He gonna forget about you, cuz.
Forget about it, cuz.
Yeah. And my man Daniel, man, we appreciate everybody for stopping through. When our favorite people didn't stop through today, but it's all good.
Miss Tiff,
we miss you. No, it's playing. Next week we are going to start some college football with one of the best conferences of all time. The SEC, we will welcome you, and I'm going to welcome you to the hard-hitting world. Oh, you sucks. Thank you, guys. We'll holler at you.
Appreciate it.